Show today we will learn about the Great Lakes Bay Animal Society, and we have a couple of guests with us this morning. First of all, the vice president of the board. We say good morning to Nicole Meyer. Good morning to you.
Hi, Art.
Good to see you.
You too.
Also with us this morning, a board member, Michelle Valentine Dobrinsky. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Nice to have you with us this morning. So let's start, Nicole, with an overview, as we do all the time, of what the Great Lakes Bay Animal Society is all about.
Yeah. Well, we are a nonprofit local foster-based rescue in the Tri-City area, and we are committed to helping to rescue more abandoned, neglected, and unwanted cats and dogs in this area. All of our, we don't have any paid employees. Everybody's a volunteer. So all of our efforts are, on the side from what we do with our normal jobs.
So people explain the foster concept to us, because you don't have a shelter, do you?
We don't. We don't have a brick and mortar. We have a P.O. box. We have a storage unit. We have our board meetings.
But they don't put the dogs in the storage unit.
We never do that. We never do that. Just for some supplies. So if we intake an animal into our rescue, they go directly into a foster home. And then from there, they're evaluated by a veterinarian. They're given, obviously, care, food, flea treatments, parasite treatments, all these things. The fosters take them to their veterinary appointments, their spay-neuter appointments, and eventually they get placed up for adoption.
Just out of curiosity, how many foster parents don't give them up once they get them? Because I can't see myself fostering an animal and saying, "Oh, goodbye." I just can't see that.
It happens a lot, and it does get easier to let them go the more you do it. But certainly we have foster fails all the time. I'll let Michelle actually came onto our board this past year. Started off with us as a foster. I'll let her speak to
good.
that.
Yeah. Talk to us about that.
So, I started out as a foster mom, and the first two, I had a fail because I fell in love with them, and probably because I was new.
That's
right?
a fail?
Yes, we call it foster failing.
I call it foster loving. I don't know.
Yeah, so...
So did you keep those two?
I did, yes. So I have
Bingo.
the first two, right? Yes.
Forever homes, success.
Yes. I almost kept my second pair, and Nicole kind of guided me through a lot of tears.
Then you reach a point where...
Yes, exactly. But I did let them go, and they're an amazing home, and I just had 7 kittens with me. I'm down to 2.
Fostering those.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, fostering those. I'm down to 2. And I was just talking to Nicole this morning. I'm like, okay, I think I'm going to have to let them go. But I love them all just as my own. And I think that really helps in the fostering process to, get them to a home.
And if you know they're going to a good home,
Yes.
that makes it easier to separate.
Exactly. I agree.
I couldn't do it.
It's very
No
hard.
way.
It's very hard, but it is getting easier, to your point.
Yeah. So, Nicole, let me ask this, because nonprofits are nonprofits, but it takes money to run a nonprofit.
Yep.
So how are you funded?
Well, all by donations of some sort, right? We have, obviously, the Fast and Furious 5K coming up, which is
We'll talk about,
our
May
biggest
2nd.
fundraiser of the year. And we have, though, a lot of other smaller fundraising opportunities throughout the year, including bottle and can drives. We have other events that go on. We're looking at perhaps doing an event in the fall, which is in the process of planning. We're going to be attending the Party on McCarty events this year with the booth and talking to people about the organization and, of course, taking donations there. Honestly, it's the more that we build our network, build our Facebook followers, build the number of people that are supporting us in various ways, volunteers even taking animals to veterinary appointments. The more that our network grows, the more folks that we have to get the word out in terms of fostering. Because, I mean, you asked about money, which of course is the number one limiting factor on how much you can grow.
Anything.
But a close second is the number of fosters that we have.
Well, for you, yeah.
Yeah, and it breaks our heart when folks reach out to us to take on animals, and we could, but for the lack of, we just don't have anywhere to put them.
Yes.
So I was just
go
going to ask where your animals come from. Do you work with shelters around here too?
We do, but honestly, the folks reaching out to us from the community keep us the most busy. And that would be messaging us on Facebook, messaging us through our website. Anything from, I just picked up a couple of cats a couple of weeks ago from a trailer park that the people just moved away and left them there. They were inside cats, and I just had to take them in. Lovely cats, older cats, senior cats that are harder to place, but nonetheless deserve a good home. Just so many various scenarios. Folks going into an assisted living that can no longer keep their animal, being evicted, finding a litter of kittens under their porch. I mean, it's so many different scenarios. And
Even with people passing away.
Passing
And
away,
having cats.
Well, that's always a possibility
Yes.
too. I mean, I live alone with my dog, and if I go, he's there, and somebody's going to have to find us. We understand that. The other thing too is a lot of animals, strays and things of that nature, can belong to somebody and are chipped. Do you have a chip reader?
We do.
You do. Okay.
Yep. Yeah. We have a wonderful veterinarian who volunteers her time with us, and she's got the chip reader, and then she does, to help save on cost, she does a lot of like the vaccines and
Wow.
microchip insertions, things like that. Yeah. We still have a lot of animals that need to go to a community vet for a lot of different things because, we can't do labs, we can't do fecals, just
You need the vet for that.
you do
Right.
X-ray, all that. But for some of the simpler things, we
Yeah.
try to save costs that way.
Well, and it can be expensive.
Yeah.
Many, many years ago, our groomer called and they had found a stray Shih Tzu. Been
Oh, my.
Been out for 30 days in the winter.
Oh, my goodness.
He was a wreck. And they asked if we would want him. And we said, well, they were going to take him to a vet to have him checked out. We said, well, you do that and let us know. Took him to the vet, but that was on a Friday. We didn't hear anything for a week. We didn't hear anything for the second week. We figured bad news. Third week on Mother's Day, we get a call from the groomer. You can come and get him now. Okay. So that free dog on a Friday cost us $550 on a Monday.
Right.
No shot history. Had teeth problems. And he was young. I mean, he was probably about a year old.
Oh.
Wow.
So, but he he was one of the best dogs we've ever had.
Aw.
Yeah.
But-
They're worth saving.
But they
They
are,
are.
and they can be expensive, just like kids.
A-
You know?
absolutely.
All right. We will be back. Tell you also about the event coming up, their big race called the Fast and Furious. All of that is ahead here on the Art Lewis Show. Right now, let's give you a chance to win some money. How's that? We're back with you talking about the Great Lakes Bay Animal Society, and a fundraiser they have coming up is called the Fast and Furious. So Nicole and Michelle are here to tell us about it. So let's talk about that because that's an important event for you.
It is. It's our biggest fundraiser of the year, as I mentioned before. It is our 13th annual Fast and Furious at Midland City Forest, which if you've never been to Midland City Forest, it's really worth checking out. It's a wonderful miles and miles of trails that we use just a small portion of actually for our 5K. So it's a lovely wooded trail. And the 5K race that we have has two options: either run as solo or run with your dog, and that's what makes the event so
Fast
fun.
and furious.
Furious, yes, which is why we have so much fun at this event, because 2/3 last year of the attendees had their dogs with them, and it was just a sea of dogs, and to see them all take off at the start line and be so excited to just run and be around other dogs. It's just a cool event.
So it's a fundraiser.
It
So
is.
obviously there's a cost. So what does it cost to participate?
It's $35 to register up until a week in advance of the race, and then it does jump to $40. But we
The
do
race is May 2nd.
May 2nd, yeah, Saturday, May 2nd. And we do same day race registrations too. So if we encourage people to register in advance, certainly save the $5. But if you are registering after that fact, we will take registrations up until the race day.
What time does the race start?
The race starts at 9 o'clock for the solo racers and 9:15 for the with dogs. That day, there's a optional packet pickup the day before between 5 and 7, or else the registration starts that morning on May 2nd at 7:30 to pick up your race packet and your bib and goodie
And a
bag.
lot
and
of
all that.
runners who run in these events like to keep the timings for themselves. Is it timed?
It is. It's professionally timed, so you have a bib with a chip on it.
Chip
Mhm.
bib. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dog get one too?
The dog doesn't. No chip for the dog. No. But I have to say too that it's a 5K, but there's an equal number of walkers and runners. So even if folks are like, "Oh, I don't care about my time, I might walk half of it," you'll be in good company to walk
Walk
it.
what you want. Yeah. Yeah. But it's a neat venue to do it in. That's unusual.
It is, and the spring can be a little iffy on the weather, but I have to say, even if it does rain a little or even a lot, once you're back there in the trails, you hardly even notice. It's wooded and protected, and so we will have it rain or shine, but certainly the race is still very fun, even if it does rain.
And for the registration fee, are there tchotchkes that go with it, things that you get?
There are, yes. I get a T-shirt, event T-shirt, and then also a goodie bag that has various giveaways and coupons and poop bag for the dogs and things like that.
Poop bags for the dogs. I knew that'd be there.
It's the important part.
That's right. That's right.
You're expected to clean up while you're running in the
That's
Yes.
little plastic bags. Here you are.
And also this year we're having a component with sneakers. I'll let Michelle talk about that.
Yes, it is another fundraiser. People can drop off their gently used or moderately used tennis shoes that they'd like to donate. They take various, of course, all the name brands, hiking shoes, even cleats as well. So if people are looking to get rid of some shoes instead of tossing them in the trash, we'll get paid to return those to gotsneakers.com. And so we'll just be collecting those in the registration tent, and also pre-registration day, the day before as well, if people would like to drop those off.
All right, let's talk about pre-registration for a minute, because you have up until a week ahead of the event. How does one pre-register? Where do they go?
Well, and they have up until and through the day of the event to register.
Right,
So,
but
yeah.
I'm talking about saving the money.
Saving the money, yes. Yes. They go to glbas.org. That stands for Great Lakes Bay Animal Society.org. On a main page there, you'll see the Fast and Furious information, which will lead you to a button to the registration page.
And so you can register and do everything online.
That's right. It takes you to the registration tab, takes you to a site called Run Sign Up, and from there you sign up, you sign a
Is that
waiver.
the organization that's running it for you? They run the race?
No, it's just an app that we use
okay.
to register folks. It's they do races, all over the place.
So how many runners do you get?
Over 200, between 200 and
Decent crowd then.
250. Yep. We have the benefit of being a well-established event, and we have folks come year after year, which is wonderful. And then we have new folks coming too. So, including racers, volunteers, and on-site vendors, which we do have some folks that set up tables with, various giveaways. We anticipate about 275 people.
And do the dogs pay?
No, just one fee, with or without dog. Get one fee.
So it doesn't matter whether you run with the dog or without the dog. It's the same $35 or $40, right? Yeah.
That's correct. Yes, that's correct. And children under 6 can come free. It is a stroller friendly trail.
Oh, is it through the trails?
It
Yeah,
is.
no
Yep.
kidding.
I'd say like a sturdier stroller. And if it's a little muddy, that gets a little more complicated. But
you would think, yeah.
but I've seen people pull in wagons and the kind of like a running stroller or a good stroller. You'll have no problem.
I've seen people with wagons carry their dogs in them.
That's right, or on the backpack.
Yeah,
yes.
backpack too, for small ones.
Yep.
Yeah.
We get some of those.
Amazing what we do for our animals.
Yeah. Well, they love it. They have a great time at the event. The dogs as much as the people.
I'll bet.
Yeah.
All right, we'll be back, but mark that down for May 2nd. It is the Fast and Furriest for the Great Lakes Bay Animal Society. We'll be back with more with our guests after these notes.
We're proud to make
From Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an
Back with you, talking to guests from the Great Lakes Bay Animal Society. Nicole Meyer, Vice President, and Michelle Valentine Dobzhinsky is a member of the board and one of the foster parents. So let's talk about fostering for a minute here. Where do you find the fosters?
Well, that's a very good question. As I mentioned earlier, it's one of those things that we find that people say, "Oh, it's always something that I've wanted to do," but they never pull the plug and actually do it. And certainly it has to be a time in people's lives where they feel like they are able to do it. And certainly, if you're already feel like you have too much on your plate, then it's not the right time. But a lot of times people don't think that they can foster, but if you really start talking to them about it, they probably can. And I say that because initially, whether it's a dog or a cat, it needs to be kept separate from your other animals for various reasons. And they introduce slowly to your group. And a lot of people think that, oh, I don't have the space to do that, or I don't have the way to keep them separate. But a lot of times with a little creativity or thinking outside the box or thinking, I really don't use that spare bedroom very much, or I do have room in my basement and I can kind of, section it off a little bit, they can often make it work. So I would encourage, I kind of put it out there to your listening audience that if you've ever thought about it, it is worth it. It's one of the most fulfilling things to do, as Michelle can attest to. And yes, it's hard to let them go. It's very bittersweet, but when you get those videos, those pictures, even years later of how they're doing, it just really makes your heart full.
It does, yeah.
So typically, unless you're a Michelle who can't let them go and keeps them, how long does a foster have the animal for typically?
And I know nobody likes this answer, but it really depends. I mean, I could give you an average. I'd say on average maybe 2 to 3 months, but it can be less than that, and it can be quite more than that. Yeah. We have a dog in foster right now. His name is Petey. He's on if people go to our GLBAS, to our Pet Finder site, you'll see Petey's up for adoption. He is about a 2-year-old American bully, adorable dog, has one patch over his eye. He is a tripod. He had to have a leg removed, but you wouldn't know, doesn't stop him. He does everything like a regular dog, being fostered in a home with children. He's goofy, he's fun. And this dog has been in foster for easily 6 months, maybe longer than that.
Yes.
And we just don't get it. We don't understand why. And sometimes it's just timing, the luck of the draw, people,
But he's in a home
passing him
with
by.
kids and everything. What's the chances he's going to be there forever?
Well, that's really up to the foster.
Right.
We'll keep trying until he's adopted. But I know that they are really trying to look to find him his forever home. So if anybody is out there listening, looking for a great family dog, you need to check this one out. He's really special.
And you mentioned a couple of those earlier on. You said you wanted to talk about. He was one of them.
He's one of them. We have it's funny. Last year, you were gracious enough to have me here prior to the last Fast and Furious race. And on the day that I was here, we had a cat that was undergoing a leg amputation surgery from being shot by a BB gun. The leg was
I
shattered.
remember that.
The cat did great, got adopted into a wonderful home. That was our first special needs case of the year, and boy, did we get hit with special needs cases after that. When I was here that day, I had no idea
Yes.
the number of, we had other leg amputations, tail amputations, eye removal surgeries.
We had that with one of our Shih Tzus. Yeah.
And we have another dog in foster. Her name is Bubbles, and she is a Mastiff that was part of a sad kind of backyard breeder situation. When we brought her in, we knew something was wrong with her leg. We didn't know exactly what, but turns out she needed TPLO surgery in both legs, and I know you're looking at me. You're going to make me say what that is.
I am.
Tibial plateau leveling osteotomy.
Of course. Yeah, I knew that.
That is it's a ligament rupture that's similar to humans rupturing their ACL.
Mm-hmm.
So as you can imagine, they can't live like that. It's just too much pain.
Apparently, it's common. I have a friend.
Yes.
She has a Doberman. He just tore his ACL. So next week or two, he's going to get surgery.
Yes, so you can relate, and of course, this you don't just go to a veterinarian for this. You have to go to a orthopedic veterinarian specialist, and
course.
even with the rescue discount, it is extremely expensive. So this dog had not just one, but both
Of course.
two that needed to be repaired. We had one done back last year, and then the other one done about a month ago. She's recovering wonderfully. She's gotten spayed in the interim. She will be up for adoption very soon. She's not posted yet, but she will be. And again, this big dog that is very comfortable with little children, just a gentle soul that's had a hard life, but she is nonetheless very resilient.
Okay, one more break, and we'll be back to conclude with our guests from the Great Lakes Bay Animal Society. More on adoptions and all of that coming up.
Motown Legends.
Good Morning Team Show, weekdays 5:30 to 9 on WSGW.
And we're back with you from the Great Lakes Bay Animal Society. It's Vice President Nicole Meyer and a board member, Michelle Valentine Dobzhinsky, talking about the association, the society, and how they are a foster society for animals. And they also have a fundraiser coming up May 2nd called the Fast and the Furriest 5K races. You can race alone or you can race with your dog, who will probably beat you.
Yes.
Yeah, it is pretty amazing that the I don't know, the aptitude of these animals to continue their fortitude and be able to run and run.
Yes.
They can outdo you any day of the week.
Who's walking who?
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So what else do we need to know about the society?
Well, I did want to mention too, and that there is a silent auction component to this event as well.
Okay.
It is a virtual silent auction.
It's online.
Yeah, it'll open up on the 21st. We'll certainly have that information on the website and our Facebook page. Anybody can bid. If they can't come to the event, but they want to support us, that's a great way to do it. All of the items will be at the race, so anybody who comes there would be able to view them and see them and bid on them. It will still be virtual bidding through the app, and then whoever's the highest bidder, once the race ends at 10:30 on May 2nd, will automatically be able to go home with their item. For folks that aren't there, if it's tickets or passes or something like that, we'll put them in the mail. If it's an item, we will get it to them, hand deliver it to them within a couple of days of the race. I don't want to promise the next day, but a couple of days. We're super excited too because we have an original piece of art that was donated by Mark Piotrowski, who has the Saginaw Art Museum show going on right now with his work. He's an animal lover. He's been very supportive, and we'll be featuring his item there.
A lot of these items animal related.
A lot are, and not all of them. And actually, if any of your listeners are interested in donating, if they're arts and craft type minded folks and they make something and they'd like to donate it, it's not too late. Yeah. We will take it. Even once the silent auction opens, we can still add items on up and through the.
So I want to go back just for a minute to the foster parents. What's the protocol for becoming a foster parent? What do you need to know about them, and what do they need to know about you?
Yeah, that's a great question. So they do need to be able to, there's an application online. They fill that out first. That's the first step. And then either myself or somebody from the organization reaches out to them, have a short conversation about kind of what their life is like, how they would be able to accommodate a foster animal. And then we do a home visit just to make sure everything's as they say, and they show us where they'd keep the animals separate at first, kind of what their plan is to introduce them or not introduce them to their other animals as time goes on. And, we explain everything in terms of what the expectation is in terms of taking them to veterinary appointments, keeping up with their care at home, what to expect during the adoption process. All of our fosters have a say in the adopters if they want to. If not, we can take the process over. But we're very strong believers in the fact that it makes that stronger connection if the foster is able to kind of go through that process with the potential adopter.
Is the foster responsible for finding the forever home?
No. We do a lot of promotion through Pet Finder, through our website, other venues, our other social media. And so we get applications that come in or leads, inquiries that come in, and we vet them accordingly.
And if someone wants to make a donation, they can do that how?
We always take those. They can donate through our website at glbas.org. Through credit card. They can find us on PayPal, Great Lakes Bay Animal Society, or they could donate on our Facebook page as well.
Also, I'd like to mention we do have a Chewy wish list.
Oh, yeah.
Excuse me, and one on Amazon. So if someone would just like to gift food, other items, we do have a list out there, various amounts. So it doesn't always have to be a lot. Every little bit counts.
Let's go back to our foster parents for a minute. What are they responsible for in terms of feeding and all of that? Do they provide the food?
Yeah, they do. If money is tight, they can submit the receipts to us. And also, we do get a lot of donated food. So whether it's through folks like that, as Michelle was saying, buy through one of our wish lists, or we get some donated food from some of the local pet stores that is donate to 501c3s. So that's really helpful as well.
So just in concluding, May 2nd, Fast and Furriest, and registration online at glbas.org.
Yes.
You can donate there. You can apply to be a foster there?
That's right. And a volunteer.
And where would you go if you want to adopt one of the dogs or cats?
Also go to our website, and there's a tab that says Make a Difference. And if you drop down there, you'll see our Pet Finder site.
Okay.
and our adoptable pets will be on Pet Finder.
Excellent. Well, thanks for being with us today, Michelle. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nicole,
Appreciate it.
always
Thank you,
a pleasure.
Art. Thank you.
Good luck with the race.
Thank you so much.
And we thank our guests again. Great Lakes Bay Animal Society. GLBAS.org is where you'll find lots more information. We'll be back.
Hi, I'm Kitty.
All right, that'll do it for the Art Lewis Show for today. We thank you for being with us here on WSGW. Coming up on Focus No Guess, we're going to take a look at Rocket Grab Plus, tell you what's inside the store. All of that follows the news from CBS. They'll bring you up to date on the nation, the world, and what's happening in Iran. And in the WSGW newsroom is Michael Percha to bring you up to date on the region and the state. I'm Art Lewis, and we'll be back after the news.
Broadcasting from the